Students this Thanksgiving faced really, really difficult travel decisions. But for Colgate University in New York, the choice was made for them. Go home and stay home. A strict measure, but for good reason. For weeks, the campus has stayed nearly COVID-free. 0 students testing positive there in the last month. Since August, only 53 cases among the more than 3,700 students who've been on campus. With me now, we're happy to have back Colgate University President Brian Casey. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Poppy. Thank you for having us.
I remember having you on beginning of the semester. You were quarantining for 2 weeks in a dorm room to show the students that you could do what they had to do. It seems like what you did worked overall. You did have, some positive cases in the semester, but very few. And you did thousands, over 10,000 tests. Why do you think this worked?
It did work, and it was hard, but I think it worked for 3 reasons. One is we had a plan. I've looked at some towns and some other colleges that just didn't have a plan. We had a science-based plan. We used our biologists, our sociologists. We brought them all together and said, how can science and how can data help drive decisions? So that was the first level. What we also did is we had the data direct us in letting students just have more and more freedoms and motion. So as we had another week of good test results, we let students, move around a little bit more. So we had a good plan. The other thing is we communicated like crazy. We have a terrific vice president for communications, Laura Jack, who sent out an email or a video every day to the campus saying, here's where we are, this is what we're doing. We wanted everyone to know where we were. Because people just, if you don't give them information, they'll speculate and things will go awry. And then we never lied to anybody. We said, this is going to be hard. We never said it was going to be easy. This is going to be a hard thing. So I think this sense of joint endeavor took over the campus. So, it was a multi-layer effort that involved everybody on the campus.
I mean, congratulations on having so much success and just for the health and safety of all of your students and all of your faculty and staff. So now you're telling the kids stay home, basically. So exams, everything, I guess, remote. And then you hope to bring them back in the spring. How are you going to do that safely? Is it testing before everyone comes back? Is it another quarantine? I think we have video of you quarantining before. Are you going to do it again with them?
I am going to do it again. And we're going to put all those wheels into motion. And look, we recognize that things now are quite different than they were in the summer. I mean, we're seeing 200,000 cases a day. So we're really looking at the different conditions. But we're gonna try to do what we did before, which is we send everyone home with an at-home test. So they'll get tested at home before they show up. They'll get tested upon arrival. They'll go back into quarantine. We'll take care of them in quarantine. I'll be in quarantine. And then we'll test them on about day 8 or 9. It depends, the guidance is changing a bit, but we'll test them before they come out. And then we'll just keep letting the science and the data keep dictating what we're going to do. It's interesting, science does help make good decisions. But
do you think you're going to mandate that every student take the vaccine when it's available to them?
That is a real conversation. I think we will. We require, as do almost every college university, you can't show up without your measles vaccination and other vaccinations. So we would probably get to that point. Okay. When we'll see the vaccine is, of course, the issue that everyone is wondering.
You talk about, finally, Brian, the plan that you guys had, and it's fascinating. And for anyone who didn't see our last segment with you a few months ago, you guys even were testing toilet water because the science told you that it could be one of the first indicators of a spread of COVID, literally from toilet water. But everything you did cost millions of dollars, and you guys are a private institution. The tuition is expensive. Is there a lesson here that you think can be broadly applied to, community colleges, to state schools that might have a bigger student body and a lower tuition base? Well, what can more people do that isn't so expensive?
We did test the wastewater. We did have lots of testing. But when we look back at what happened this semester, it really did boil down to masks, not gathering in large groups, social distancing, those layers, in addition to testing, but those layers I think really helped us the most. And the other thing is just to do this together, to recognize that this is a common endeavor and this is a public good. It's very hard to have people realize that your personal sacrifices won't redound to you, but will go to other people's benefit. But just do what you can, do your small part, and it will work for everybody.
Okay. Well, Brian, congrats on a successful semester. Thanks for keeping the kids healthy. And a quick shout out to your mom, Carol Casey, who I know doesn't get to be with you this Thanksgiving, but we're thinking about her.
Bobby, thank you for that.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yep.
Happy